Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is Baldy, and in this video, I want to talk about Terry's viability and where I think he places in the meta. So, Terry's been out for around a month now, um, and he's been okay, I would say. The character has quite a few issues with him, and compared to other characters, I don't think he hasn't like what it takes to really like do good in the meta. And what I mean by that is Terry, he's honestly not even that bad of a character. You know, he has crouching medium kick, drive rush. He has good corner carry off of his pretty normal combos. Like this sends people to the corner really well. You get good Oki afterwards. He does good damage in the corner. He has good specials. Burn Knuckles really good at a range. You can use it to, like, the heavy one can be used to side switch in certain combos, even the medium one. This one can be used to open people up. This fireball, it's a little unconventional for normal Street Fighter standards, but it's still a pretty decent fireball. And especially if someone likes to parry fireballs, you can use this to bait and then drive rush forward and throw them. That's something that is really good he has. That's why one of the best things about him, honestly, is that not fireball. Oh yeah, no, the fireball drive rush baiting. That part is really strong, but where I think he fails in is mainly just the fact that he's kind of just not good enough in the places he needs to be. His neutral is really weird. It's hard for him to whiff punish because all like the big buttons he wants to whiff punish with, like say standing heavy kick, standing heavy punch, they're actually pretty stubby. Like this, the range on this is not the worst thing ever. He also moves forward with it, but it's really not good enough to like really get a big combo off of. And since you have to drive rush cancel forward for a normal punish, like realistically, this is going to be the main combo you get off of it, especially at a range. Because if say Manon is doing this over and over, right, at a distance like that, like it's really hard to actually like whiff punish her. And this is also just a problem he has with other characters like good buttons in general. Like right there, he has to spin the bar, which it's not the worst thing ever, don't get me wrong, but it's just really tricky to actually whiff punish with this character outside of that. Like sure, his crouching medium kick can whiff punish, but its range is really not that crazy, all things considered. Like it's good, but it's really not good enough to rave about it or say, oh, it's really crazy. His Oki with the heavy fireball, it's really easy to see it. So if your character has like a reversal, like a fireball invul move, even if you can just like perfect period or drive reversal it, it's going to work pretty much. Don't get me wrong, if they block it or get hit by it, the reward is pretty good. But like because it's so slow, it's really hard to like properly use it on Oki or use it threateningly. And then off of like a lot of his strings, like someone can mash on it, so that doesn't even work there. The EX one works alright, but it's not really the same thing as a heavy one. I'll show you an example. So I'll have Manon set to block. Oh. See, I get hit out of that. Even off of a drive rush, I get hit out of it. Off of this, I get hit out of it. It's just really hard to actually like use it on block. Besides maybe stuff like this, but it's not like it's really not the craziest thing ever. Which does suck, but overall his block strings are not bad. I really just think Terry's issue is that he's undertuned right now. I think a lot of characters are a lot better than him. I honestly would say he's probably around as good as like Jamie or maybe Kimberly. That range of like say like the very middling of the road characters where they're not bad, but they just don't really have like that super duper crazy wow factor, or they're kind of niche in certain areas. That's how I feel with Terry. And it's just like if you compare Terry to other Shoto type characters, he doesn't really have anything over them. His fireball game isn't as good. His fireball drive rush, I mean, it's okay. It's like not. It's really not that crazy. You can only really do it for EX and light. His damage is good, but it's also pretty costly. and it really only gets like super duper crazy in the corner, you can break like 6K mid screen, but again, it's not like the most common thing that happens. Burn Knuckle, if people are like ready for it, they're either gonna jump it or like just hit it beforehand. The heavy one, it's pretty hard to use this one just in general. Like you can at certain ranges, but it like, and it's nice that it's plus after a while. But if you don't space it properly, like say you're like right here, you're just gonna be minus in their face, which is never a good thing. And yeah, I really just think that Terry, his problems are he's just not strong enough. His target combos are really good though. Like this one is really nice, especially since it gives him a safe jump on DP slower than 5 frames, which is nice. And a lot of characters, they can't really deal with it very well. The damage he can get off of it is pretty decent. Like even when it's like a really standard combo like this, for example. That's 22%. It's not the worst thing ever. It's nothing too crazy. If he wants to though, to get better corner carry, he can do something like this, and then he's +3 right in their face. His Oki situations are really not that bad. But then he also has this one, which I mean, I would assume that you guys have seen the Bursky video. He pretty much says everything I need to say about this one perfectly. I don't really know what the point of this one is supposed to be. I really don't. The only use I see for this is off of like a punish counter drive, not drive rush, a punish counter drive impact combo. This is something I like to do a lot. Mainly because I can go for this and be like plus on block right in their face, or if I also want to, I can do something like this. Oh. You can double dash. Well, you can't double dash, but you can dash forward and then walk and, kind of mix it on for a striker throw mix. It's not bad. His throw loop also, it's kind of like Jury's, where like if he does dash forward, he basically has to fully commit to an option right there. He can't really do something that say Akuma could do, where he throws you, dashes forward, or just walks forward in your face, but then also has time to shimmy you or try to go for a crouching medium kick or anything like that. He literally has to just pick if he's either going to hit you or throw you, or block right in your face. So it's really not the best situation for him. Don't get me wrong, having a throw loop like this, it's really good. But because of him being point blank, it's pretty tricky. So it's a lot more interactable than other characters' throw loops, which also hurts him. I just think a problem Terry has in general is that you can interact with a lot of his stuff, and just statistically in this game, the characters that do good are the really oppressive ones that basically dominate in pretty much every range in any point of the game, which I can't say Terry does that. He does best in the corner, but that doesn't really say too much when every single character in this game does really good in the corner. And so, like, for him, like, the mid-screen conversions, they're kind of finicky. He has a hard time whiff punishing a lot of the time. He just has to, like, normally use quite a bit of meter or, stuff like this to really get something going. And like his damage it's average whenever he doesn't have a level 2 or level 3. When he gets that stuff, like I said before, it really does skyrocket. But again, I don't think he's a bad character. I really do think he's probably gonna get the DLC treatment of him getting crazy buffs next patch. That's probably gonna happen. Almost never doesn't happen. Happened with Aki, kind of sort of happened with Ed, kind of. But I think he has potential to be really good, and personally, I think he's really fun. But he does definitely need some help right now. I've seen plenty of Japanese tier lists saying that he's the worst in the game, and even some, Terry players from the U.S. From the U.S. dooming about him pretty bad, which I don't know. I think he has pretty good tools right now, like a pretty good starting base of tools. Like he technically has everything you want to have in this game, besides dominating neutral buttons, honestly. But I do think he has potential to be really good. I just think that there's some things that they need to change about him. Like honestly, I think this target combo, I I really think it should just be like you can do it on block too. It's just really weird. I don't think it should be like such a negative situation for Terry, because this target combo, it has Terry guessing more than anything else, and that's usually the signs of a pretty bad target combo, especially if it's supposed to be used for mix-ups. I think his neutral buttons could be a little bit better. Maybe like expanding the hitbox on this one a little bit forward, just a little bit more. Either that or, making this a bigger move, because while this is a good standing heavy punch, it's also kind of just it's weird. It's not really the greatest out there. But I really think if they were just like improve his neutral, maybe help him out with some of his target combos, and make his mid-screen damage a little bit better, I think he could be pretty good. I don't think he's bad. I think he's actually a good example of a character being well balanced in this game, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I do not like how any of the DLC characters are right now. I think all of them are very unfair. Bison, I'm actually really mad that they didn't touch Bison at all in the Terry patch. I don't understand their thought process behind that. Sure, they nerfed scissor kicks, but they nerfed it, but then also made it just as good. So it's like they reduced his hurt box. So I don't really know what their point in that was. Just to say like, hey guys, let's nerf these, and then I'll just leave them alone. Akuma has been untouched. Rashid, they definitely know how good his level 2 is, but they haven't really done anything about that. Ed, honestly, I don't have any issues with. Ed is just really good, but he's not like super duper crazy good or like really toxic. I think the most toxic thing about Ed is probably his standing medium kick, maybe, and more specifically his flicker. Flicker is really hard to deal with for a lot of characters, but it is what it is. The other ones aren't nearly, like, Aki is not as bad, but, I mean, she's also good. It's just that her bad matchups are also really, really good this patch, so she's not really performing as well as she should. But that's all I have for this video. Like I said before, I think Terry is pretty mid right now, but I do think he has potential with maybe like a balance patch or two. I really do think he could be good. With how he plays, though, I am really curious on how they're going to do Mai, considering they're both from, the same general series, SNK, Fatal Fury, King of Fighters, that type of stuff. But, yeah, that's really all I have. I will be making more videos over the span of this week and the week afterwards. I've just been very busy with school and work, so it's been hard for me to make content like I've been wanting to, but I am going to seriously try to lock in on my content grind and make more videos, make more quality videos. I still need to finish the matchup videos for both Dalsum and I also had one planned up for Blanca for my Zangief matchups, but I do plan on just going through the whole roster of characters with those, so stay tuned for that. And if you guys like this video, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.